All right. Hey everyone, it's good to see you. Welcome to the Community Kitchen. This session we're going to learn about pasta, different ways to cook that. We're going to start off with a Lemony spring pasta, which is light, it's lovely, it uses fresh, beautiful broccoli and some lemon zest, a little bit of cheese, really basic ingredients, but when they come together, it makes delicious food. So we're going to get started. I have all my ingredients here. I have my olive oil, I have my broccoli chopped up, I have my Parmesan, my lemon, my peas. The pasta's over on the stove already. You bring it to a boil, put your pasta in just as it's about to almost finished, then you dump in the broccoli and that's what cooks the broccoli. So in the meantime, we're going to zest our lemon and juice it so that we can use it for the pasta. And I want to show you a really good way to get the most juice out of your lemon. First of all, you can either microwave it for 20 seconds, who knew, or I just do this. I just press on it, and basically what you're doing is breaking up all the membranes inside so that it releases the juice. And then we're going to grate it, and that's taking off the zest, because this is going to up the lemon flavor hugely in our pasta. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure, you see I haven't gone down into this white part. They call that the pith, and it's bitter. So you don't want that for this. The pith does have its applications, particularly in things like marmalade, but not for this. So we've got our zest, and what we're going to do is mix the oil, the cheese, the zest, and the lemon juice right into the cheese. So I'm just going to pop the zest in there now. And I'm going to cut my lemon. And we're going to juice it. When I juice it, I just use my hand. There are things available, but I just use my hands. I squeeze it into my hand because that catches the seeds. We don't want those in our sauce, although it's not a perfect thing. So sure enough, there's a seed that fell into the lemon, into the cheese. So there's all that lovely juice. I'm going to do the other half as well. You can see how much juice we're getting out of here? Like, there's a lot of juice coming out of here. Makes a big difference when you squeeze it, roll it first, because you can see there's virtually nothing left inside that lemon, which is good. We don't want that. We want it in our food. So we're going to do that. And then we are going to pour in our olive oil. Really simple ingredients. And we're going to mix that up. And while I'm over here, I'm just going to check and see how our pasta's doing. I think, oh yeah, perfect. It's almost ready, so I'm going to add the broccoli to it now. When you're cooking pasta, you want to make sure that your water is super salty. If you think you haven't put enough salt in, you probably haven't. So throw in a teaspoon of salt and then throw in another teaspoon of salt. We're going to add our broccoli in there. Watch it turn a beautiful, vibrant green. Crank the heat up. And let that cook for a couple of more minutes. The other thing, most people think that when you're cooking pasta, you want to use a lot of water so that the pasta rolls all through it and it doesn't get all sticky and starchy, which is true enough. Having said that, for this particular recipe, because we're going to use some of the pasta water to make the sauce, it's actually not a bad idea to reduce the amount of pasta, because when you do that, you get more starch in your water, and starch is what's going to give you, help thicken the sauce a little bit. So just depends on what you're actually doing with the sauce. In this case, a little less water. And again, you want to make sure it's salty, because that's also helps flavor your sauce. So I'm going to give this a good mix. Be amazed at just how easy this is. You can, if you like, saute some red onions or some red pepper just to give it a pop of color, which is a nice addition to it. But I think I'm going boil over here. I don't want to do that. Whew, it's making a noise. Let's see how our pasta's doing. Make sure it's cooked. Yep. We want the pasta cooked al dente, which when you translate it from the Italian apparently means to the tooth. Whatever that means. It just means that there's still, it's firm, it's not mushy and soggy, but not so firm that it's still hard and uncooked. So we're good. Now I'm going to turn this right off and I'm going to drain my pasta. But what I'm going to do is drain it with a bowl underneath to catch the pasta water. Not all of the pasta water, because we don't need all of it, but we do need some of it. So there's our drained pasta with the lovely bright green broccoli in it. I'm going to put it back in the pot. I'm also going to add my peas. Now, these were frozen, so if they were frozen, I would have put them in with the broccoli. I left the bag out, they're thawed, so I'm just going to throw them in now. And the heat from the pasta will heat them through. And then we are going to put this on the cutting board so it doesn't burn my counter. Now we're going to stir in our cheese and our olive oil and the lemon, and mix it all up. This is such a nice, light, lovely vegetarian meal. You can certainly add cooked chicken to it. Would be really nice if you wanted. A little bacon wouldn't hurt anything, you know. But as far as a lovely, light vegetarian pasta goes, this is great. And it's coming together beautifully. Now I am going to add a little bit of pasta water to it just to give it a little more sauce. It really is up to you whether you do it or not. Just depends on how saucy you want it. I want it a little bit saucy. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Look at this. So good. You could use feta cheese if you wanted. I happen to like the Parmesan. But it's really up to you. That's it, folks. Lemon spring pasta. Great way to get your kids to eat your veggies, maybe. And you can put it on a plate. You can finish it with a little black pepper if you like. A little more cheese if you like. That's really up to you. But that's all there is to making it. Now, how fast was that, eh? In the time it took to cook the pasta, dinner was done. I hope you enjoy it. Bye.